Now let us see the device galvanometer, moving coil galvanometer. So first let's see its construction and principle. Then we will see its working. So you have two permanent magnets who are curved like this. At the center of the magnets there is a coil placed, a solenoid coil, which is tied to a needle, and it is also tied to a circular spring. So this is how the spiral spring will look like, and if you rotate this spiral spring by angle theta, the restoring torque on this spring is minus c times theta. C is a constant, positive constant. And this green thing is the solenoid coil, and let's say its magnetic moment is mu. If the field here is towards from left to right, from north to south. So this is the external field. We are not talking about the field of the solenoid now. If you see this from the front, or let's say from the top, or basically from this side, if you see it, suppose you keep this on the table, and if you see from here, it will look like this. So you have a coil, spring, and on top of which there is a coil, and both of them are attached to each other. This white thing is the needle, which is going inside the plane, and magnetic field is from left to right. This is our axis of rotation. So this whole thing, this solenoid can rotate along this axis. The magnets are radial. So why they are radial? Since the solenoid is kept at the center. So solenoid is kept here. So even if you change the orientation of the solenoid, through the solenoid the magnetic field will be always on 90 degrees. So since the solenoid is kept at the center, the field due to magnets is always perpendicular to coil axis. We'll see it in a diagram also later. Just understand that this is not a field in the sense that it's from left to right always. It's not like that. Now principle. When a current is passed through the coil, so why we use a galvanometer, need a galvanometer? So if you pass some current, we want to know what is the intensity of that current, what the value of that current. So it's a current measuring instrument. So here is its principle. When a current is passed through the coil kept in external magnetic field, here it's kept in the center, torque is experienced by it, because it will generate its own magnetic moment once you pass the current, and we know that torque is mu cross external field B. So the torque is experienced by the coil. As a result, the coil turns, it rotates. It will keep rotating until restoring torque from spring balances the magnetic torque. So magnetic torque will be because of the current, and once it starts turning, the spring will start to become winding up. So the spring will try to restore the torque until the forces, both the torques become zero. So we'll see it in the working. This is just a construction and the principle. So working of the moving coil galvanometer. So let us see these two cases. So first thing immediately you can see is that the coil is turned, but still the net magnetic field on the coil, because of these two magnets, is perpendicular to the coil. Here also the coil is turned like this, but still the magnetic field, external magnetic field on the coil is perpendicular to the axis of the coil. Now magnetic moment of the coil. So because the current is passed through it, it will have some magnetic moment, and it will generate a magnetic torque. So at equilibrium, so once it rotates, it reaches, let's say it turns by an angle theta and it stops here. Stops because the torque, the counter torque from the spring will stop it from further going. So torque, magnetic torque because of the coil is mu cross B is equal to restoring spring torque, which is C theta. So magnetic torque due to the coil, we already saw it is BINA, and angle between mu and B is 90 degree. So there is no sin theta here. It is just BINA. Spring torque is C theta. Mu we have written as INA. So all these values we have already seen how mu is INA, how torque is mu cross B. So from here we get theta is BNA by C times I. So theta is proportional to I. That's how we measure it. How much it is turned, it will give, that will be the proportion of current. Also, one thing you need to notice is, so when the direction of current is reversed, so here the current is like this, right? So this part is coming out of the plane. So if you see that magnetic moment is upwards here when the current is going like this. So the torque itself, if you do mu cross B, it will be inside the plane, which means the sense of rotation is clockwise. Here the current is reversed in direction. So the direction of mu is also reversed. Direction of torque is also reversed. Torque this time is out of the plane. Sense of rotation will be counterclockwise. Now we saw that theta is BNA by C times I. So this value BNA by C is called the sensitivity of galvanometer and represented by letter S. There's also one more parameter we define for galvanometer. It's K, which is reduction factor. It is inverse of sensitivity. So that's it about the galvanometer, about the moving coil galvanometer. So once again, I'll quickly revise. You have two magnets which generate a magnetic field. Even if the coil turns, the magnetic field is always perpendicular to the coil. So when the current is flown in a particular direction, mu is, let's say, upwards, torque is inside the plane, so sense of rotation is clockwise. If it turns by angle theta, the restoring torque is from the spring. So mu cross B, magnetic torque because of solenoid, is equal to C theta because of the spring. So from here we get theta is BNA by C times I. Importantly, theta is proportional to I. S, this thing is called sensitivity, and inverse of this is called reduction factor. That's all.